Oh, yeah, I'd hit that. Hey, welcome back to the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy J. Keir. He is Michael Mandy, and I didn't even realize we were on.
We were discussing the merits between the two stars of this film. We've got Dreamhouse starring Daniel Craig, Rachel Weisz, and Naomi Watts.
Were we discussing the merits?
Between Naomi Watts and Rachel Weisz.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big Rachel Weisz fan. I'll tell you right now. I mean, even in The Mummy, I mean, she just exudes a sexiness, man. It makes me happy. I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to watch the Dreamhouse, Mike, was probably about the only good reason to watch it.
Well, that's the only reason anyone should watch.
Yeah. Well,
okay. What's the plot of this film? Run it down.
Well, you run it down. You know why? Because I'm going to look at these pictures of Rachel. You go ahead and you run it down real quick.
Well, this movie kind of throws you about a third of the way through. You think you're watching one movie, and then they do a flip on you. And the thing is, I don't want to spoil it for you but anyways, the thing is, the movie was incredible. It stars Daniel Craig, already one of the most boring actors on the face of the planet.
Yep, not a Daniel Craig fan.
And how this person could get to be James Bond just shows you how far gone Eon Productions' brain is.
You know why? Because he had the look. It wasn't his acting. He had the look.
His look is all wrong. He's blonde.
But that's what I'm saying, though. They wanted to change it up, so they had the look they wanted, so they went with something new. His personality is as drab as a freaking rug, so they, and now they know that.
Basically, what's funny is James Bond was this huge phenomenon, and so the Jason Bourne thing was a carbon copy of it. Even the initials are the same, JB, and the syllables is the same, and everything of the Bourne was a weak ripoff of James Bond, and now all of a sudden Jason Bourne...
I like the Bourne flicks.
Yeah, the Bourne flicks came out, went crazy,
yeah.
And all of a sudden now the Bond films are trying to play catch up with the copier.
Yeah.
And now they've turned James Bond, this suave, debonair, British, dark, swarthy, and turned him into a Jason Bourne.
Okay, let me just say right
wannabe.
now, you will never find a guy more perfect for that role than Pierce Brosnan was.
It's amazing because the Pierce Brosnan films, out of all the Bond films, were the silliest and weakest films, but people still went to see him, which shows the strength of your lead actor.
That's right.
He carried those films.
Remington freaking Steele turned it out as James Bond.
Yeah,
was a great James Bond. Now I also like Roger Moore, but
he was a little too.
But I thought that Remington Steele kicked it. He was the man.
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan carried those movies because the movies themselves. Halle Berry, give me a break.
I know.
I mean, all the even Denise Richards.
Yep.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a nuclear scientist, one of the smartest women in the world.
Hey, Richie Sambora thought so. Hey, come on now. Don't mess with Richie.
Did Richie say she's actually smart?
I don't think so.
No. He said she's hot.
Yeah. Right.
Big difference between smart and hot.
Well, I'm just saying. He'd say anything to get some of that. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, baby. You're really smart.
The man had Heather Locklear.
I know.
He had Heather Locklear and messed it up to go to Denise Richards. What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Heather, she had to be the hottest chick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even playing. She had to be the hottest chick.
I'm not playing. I used to watch every episode of T.J. Hooker when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, in slow-mo. Oh, yes. I'm just saying. I mean, just factually based, I mean, he downgraded, didn't he? Just my opinion.
Yeah. Heather's got a little more between her ears than Denise.
Yeah. Well, I'm not just that. I mean, I just think she exudes that California girl, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I just, and I'm sitting here now. You had to plot us in which you didn't even do, by the way.
We got
you didn't even do it.
James Bond.
I'm sitting here looking at Rachel Weisz pictures, and you're going off on Daniel Craig. Hey, come on, man.
Okay, God, Daniel Craig, even that Invasion of the Body Snatchers movie Daniel Craig was in, even he's boring in that.
Well, anything now I'm leery of with either him or his co-star in that movie, Nicole Kidman, because it's like everything they do right now just seems like it's not what it's meant to be. It's like it's like almost like it's false advertising. Like I want to see,
this movie was total false advertising.
Yeah, I want to see the new Trespass with Nicole Kidman in it, but I'm a little worried about it because it's got Nick Cage and Nicole Kidman in it. And I'm like, no, wait a minute now.
Yeah, I just saw Ghost Rider with Nick Cage. Oh,
the new one, right?
Yeah, the new one.
Ghost Rider 2. I got to go see that. But my thing is that, you know, a lot of these movies, and we've talked about this before, a lot of these movies, they advertise one thing and they give you something else, which really kind of leads up to what we're talking about here in the Dream House, which the reason I wanted to let you plot it, I said it was because I was watching, because I knew you were going to interject some good juicy little comments in there, and which I know you're going to do, and I'm going to be able to hook right onto those and just kind of move on with the debate. So you go ahead, Mike. You give us that plot, baby.
Well, this movie frustrated the hell out of me for the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because so much happens and you go, no, real life doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
No, real life doesn't do that.
Yeah.
No, they don't let you move into a house where a family was murdered and killed and slaughtered and everything, and not tell the new owners.
That's right.
Okay, so right there, and I'm just going nuts because the cops are treating this guy like an idiot.
Yeah.
The cops don't do that. They would get sued.
What about the neighbor did the same thing?
Yeah,
Naomi Watts did the same thing.
Well, yeah. Well, if Daniel Craig moved next to me, I wouldn't be friendly with him either.
Right.
Dude, you suck. As James Bond, your Quantum of Crap was a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, but then something happens in the movie and you go, oh, I get it now. Yeah. Okay, I forgive you for my hatred for the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
Then the movie goes on and becomes a totally different movie.
You have 3 stages in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they're very obvious, almost Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
Right, and at the end of Act 1, when the flip happens, you can easily predict the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even when the guy drove on the driveway and just looked at him, right there, they should have just had one of the. Remember that pop-up video on VH1? You know, this was filmed inside of a basement. Bloop, you know, and all. Yeah, this one when he's driving by. Bloop. Here's the guy you need to be watching.
You've got a real kind of negative connotation going already, just saying the plot. You know, I did not find it quite as objectionable, although there were a lot of things not to like in this movie. But I thought that overall, it was acted very well. I thought Craig actually kind of stepped up to the plate on this one and was a kind of an effective, kind of out of his mind kind of dude. Rachel Weisz is...
Thank God not as out of his mind as Nick Cage.
Well, right.
You know, when Nick Cage loses his mind, he loses everything, not just his mind. Oh, the bees! The bees! Yeah. You know, or in this Ghost Rider movie.
Rachel Weisz is always effective in everything she plays in.
What else has she done?
Well, she did The Mummy. She's been in several other things.
That's right.
And then, of course, Naomi Watts, Funny Games chick. You know, so, and which is not funny at all, by the way. But I just have to say that I thought the cast was respectable. I thought the storytelling was okay. And I agree with you. I got to the twist, you know, in the second act, it kind of went, okay. So
now I forgive you for all the illogic that
we're trying not to spoil the movie for everybody, and this is one that if we spoiled it, you have no reason to watch it.
This is not a horror film.
It's not.
Okay, that's not a spoiler.
It was a little misadvertised.
Little.
Yeah. But not to say that I hated it completely. And let me clear something up right now. We don't hate anything just because it's not a horror film. But what we hate,
he loves Staying Alive with John Travolta movies.
I love all sorts of movies. But the key is that when you advertise something as something and then you don't deliver it and you twist it some other way, then it bothers me a little bit. So I was a little bummed out that I rented this deal to begin
it was a horror film. Thank God you rented it. Did you buy it?
No, I did not buy it. Well, let me tell you how this
avoided a bullet there.
Let me tell you how this whole thing started. My wife said, "I really want to see that Dreamhouse flick," and I said, "I really don't want to see that Dreamhouse flick." And she said, "I really want to see this Dreamhouse flick," and I said, "Okay," and I clicked the rent button.
Yep.
That's how it went down. It was as simple as that. It wasn't something that I was dying to see.
That's pretty similar to my. I want to really see this movie. I don't want to see this movie. You make me watch crap all the time. Okay, we're watching your movie.
Okay, we'll
That's
watch
my house.
Yeah. So, but anyway, just kind of going back to the whole deal. I mean, again, acting in this movie was way above par, I thought. I thought the storytelling was confusing in a lot of ways because, again, it represents one way and goes another way, which can be good, can be a good thing. In this movie, okay. But this movie made me so indifferent.
It was a very vanilla type
Made
film.
me so indifferent. I don't even know what to say in the debate, really, because I sat there kind of like, wow.
And when he's on the train at the very, very beginning of the movie, and the actor's name is Elias Koteas, okay? Now...
Blas Elias? From Slaughter?
No.
Oh!
Okay, Elias Koteas, he's a character actor that he's in a lot of movies, and usually he's the bad guy, or like the informer, or the someone who does not have a happy cloud around him.
Right. Okay.
He's a great actor, okay? I like him. He's
unlike me, who always has the happy cloud.
Right.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the movie, Daniel Craig's walking on the train after leaving his job in, I couldn't even tell what city that was. It didn't look like Chicago or New York, but
I don't know.
It could have been, whatever.
I don't know.
And also,
I would guess Chicago.
Okay, and then I see Elias on the train, and Elias just looks at him and keeps going, and I went, he's got something to do with this movie right off the bat because he's Elias.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right there. And sure enough,
yep.
I win all bets.
Yep. So kind of I want to say almost a sad vibe over this whole thing. You know,
it was a predictable vibe. Once you got the twist, you went, okay, I see it.
But it was sad. It actually, at the end of the movie, kind of made me feel down. I felt like it was like, wow, because there were kids involved. There were, the wife that I enjoyed looking at on the screen was gone. There was just, you know what I mean? It was like, I was just kind of down. I was just like, wow, it didn't do. But I was very indifferent, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Is bore your audience.
If I hate it, I hate it. At least I'm passionate about it. If I love it, I love it. But if you make me indifferent, you're screwed.
Yeah. You should never bore your audience. I wouldn't say I was bored, but it's like eating vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's vanilla.
Yeah. Which I like, by the way.
No.
Vanilla bean, baby.
Yeah, vanilla bean. Okay, the bean adds more to it. Yeah. But if it's just plain old, store generic vanilla, it's boring.
I agree. And that's where we're at. So,
and Daniel Craig has got to be one of the most vanilla actors I've ever seen. How anyone looks at him and went, oh, yeah, he can smooth.
He's James Bond.
Oh, yeah. Bond. Oh, yeah.
Well, let's bottom line this deal, because I don't really have a lot to say about this film.
Me neither.
The deal is this. I mean, like I said, the worst thing you can do is make me indifferent. You put great actors on the screen.
How Daniel Craig can get top billing over Harrison freaking Ford in Cowboys versus Aliens.
Which I haven't watched yet. But
I avoid that. And I'm just sitting there going, Harrison, I'm sorry you're old, man.
Yeah.
You probably said, I don't get many scripts anymore. Yeah. And here's a big
movie.
I don't get asked to be in, $300 million films lately. I'm taking the paycheck because Callista probably wants to buy something.
Yep.
Okay, fine. So, Harrison, I forgive you. You've given me a lot of great movies over the years. You're a good guy.
Crystal Skull wasn't one of them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but the deal... go ahead.
Second billing over Daniel Craig.
Oh, yeah. Well, the deal is this. I thought personally, this is my take on the whole thing. You can't have 3 actors on the screen, and I'm going to give Daniel Craig a little bit of credit. He is a top billed name. He does have some chops occasionally. He is boring, but you can't put him and Rachel Weisz and Naomi Watts on the screen at the same time and have it so boring and plain. And I mean, I got the sadness of the movie, I got the dread of the movie, that sort of thing, but I just I was indifferent, and by the end I just really didn't care.
To me, I guess I would consider Daniel Craig to be like a bland version of Liam Neeson. Take all the
emotion out of Liam.
Take all the emotion and charisma out of him, and you're left with an empty shell.
Yeah.
That's Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I love Liam Neeson.
I could see Liam Neeson being James Bond more than Daniel Craig. You saw that movie when his wife was kidnapped?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to hunt you down and kill you. I will kill. Yeah.
That was his daughter.
Yeah. Daughter. I'm sorry. I just remembered Liam Neeson brought out a can of whoop ass on that
Mike,
movie.
did I ever tell you how much I love revenge movies?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Taken was fantastic. I got off on that. I love, You know, I'm not a Mel Gibson huge guy anymore just because of the way he acts, but
he flipped his lid.
But I'll tell you what, Edge of Darkness, 5 stars.
Really?
I give it 5. I loved it. I thought, it was gritty. It was nasty. It was that revenge. You know what it reminded me of? Was like an 80s Steven Seagal film brought up into like the 2000s with Mel.
Oh, yeah, or like a modern Bronson film.
Yeah, we've been talking Bronson a lot today,
I've
actually.
been on a Bronson kick lately.
10 to Midnight.
Oh, that's a great movie.
10 to Midnight,
that was
baby.
brutal.
Yeah.
And the chick who played his daughter, she was hot.
Yeah.
Total 80s chick with the shoulder pads.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And the hair, the
yeah.
poodle hair.
Yeah.
Total 80s.
I've been on a Phoebe Cates kick.
Really?
You know?
Okay.
Something about her.
Phoebe Cates, Fast Times at Ridgemont.
Yeah.
And what else?
What was the Fred movie?
Drop Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred.
And she did Private School.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember Private
School.
I saw Private School in the theater.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I paid like $4 to see that.
No, I'm going to admit something right now. Since I've been,
That's a fine example of bareback riding.
Yeah. We're going to, I'm going to admit something. We've been on a kick about talking about old films. I'm going to admit something right now.
Oh, no.
Do you remember the movie Breakin'?
I remember hearing about it.
Have you ever seen it?
No, because I hated Breakin'. I thought I'm white.
Okay, but Lucinda Dickey, the chick.
What a name!
Look her up, though.
And look her down.
An amazing looking girl. Amazing looking girl. I mean, she was a short-haired brunette in that movie, and now I guess she's grown her hair out and everything. But it's been years and years and years, and she still looks good from what I saw on the internet. But I mean,
this is not Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
She was in that too. She was in that too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
God, what a stupid
But I'm saying
name.
she's just an amazing looking girl, and I was looking up to see what else she had done, and I guess she's only been in like 2 or 3 other flicks.
Okay.
But I mean, man, you take her and Phoebe and Rachel Weisz and Katie Holmes, and I'll never leave my TV. Put them all in one movie. I'll give it 10 stars. You know, I mean, oh man, it's unbelievable already. But anyway, to wrap this thing up nicely, this is absolutely the most vanilla movie in the world.
It's boring. It's not a horror movie.
You know what? I'm giving it 2.
Yeah. It's a
That's all you
2-star.
can say. That's the sad part about it, is that we sit here and we look at each other and we go, yeah.
You know, if we hated the movie, I'd give it a 1 star. But
it would get more respect because it did something to make you care. Yes. One way or the other.
Yeah, no, don't care.
You know, people listen to our Suspiria debate and they laugh until they hurt, but they always say it has to do something right for Mike to be completely on one side and you to be completely on the other.
I was not on one side on Suspiria.
Well, you were defending everything that I said.
True.
You know what I mean? Defending against it. So.
Well, if the director wants to do something and he goes out of his way to do something and he pulls it off.
Yeah.
Okay, he accomplished it.
Right.
But doesn't mean it was good.
But the midget at the door didn't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean it was good.
So, this is such a 2-star film, it's not even funny. And it's sad. I thought the trailer, and we've talked about this before too, the trailer gives away so much of what's going on, except the twist. It didn't give away the twist. You didn't really know what was going on, but it's still, the trailer kind of made it into something that it wasn't, which really upset me.
I'll be totally honest. I never saw the trailer. I didn't know what you just said. You got to see this movie. And so I saw, okay, Dream House. About a couple moves into a haunted house.
Yeah.
I just hope nobody in a black rubber outfit comes and bones.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I saw that
Now
already.
you're talking about, that's close to my heart, baby, American Horror Story. Yeah, we had a debate. I'm telling you, that show right there has more talent in it with Dylan McDermott, the hot wife, and
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange.
Well, that's why.
Oh.
You know what? Technically, it really wasn't a TV series.
Yeah.
It was like an 8-hour movie.
Yeah.
Really.
So good.
If you cut out all the commercials and all the repeats, technically you've got yourself an 8-hour long movie.
Yep. So good, though. And remember when we were talking about Dylan McDermott? This came back to me, like our debate, right? On The Messengers.
The Messengers.
The Messengers.
That's it.
And we were talking about Dylan McDermott.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, man, did he flip it around? Because in this movie, he is so, or not in this movie, but in this show, he is so effective. And I'm like, wow, good for you, man. You found something in the genre that actually clicked with your personality.
It's funny. I was thinking about The Messengers the other day, and I went, oh, yeah, that's the chick from Twilight.
Yes, it is.
She's grown up.
and she's in another flick coming up here pretty soon that looks pretty good, too.
She was good as Joan Jett in the Runaway.
Yes, she was. Yeah, she was. That was a good movie.
Yeah, needed more Lita Ford in it, though.
Everything could use a little more Lita.
Lita's
You know,
hot.
to be honest with you. Yeah. So, but no, man, 2 stars, and it's unfortunate. It was a letdown. But the reason I told you to watch it was just because I thought it was probably worth doing. There was people were talking about the movie, so I said, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I knew nothing about this movie except as the opening credits. I went, oh, Daniel Craig's in it, and that's all I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And
you said, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't actually say uh-oh. I said, okay, I'll give him a chance.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Did you give it 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Harrison Ford did almost the same kind of movie, What Lies Beneath, but much better movie.
What Lies Beneath was awesome.
Yeah.
You know why it was awesome?
Because Harrison Ford was in it.
No, because Pfeiffer was in it.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's why it was
But I just meant Harrison Ford instead of Daniel Craig.
You know what I've been itching to watch, Mike? You know what I've been...
What have you been itching to watch?
It's just, like, for some reason, it's like it's hit me in the back of the head that I should go back for some reason and watch the Amityville remake. For some reason, that movie keeps...
Didn't we do that?
We did it.
We reviewed it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we
with
reviewed
Ryan
it.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
And somebody asked me a question online about it, and I said, you know what? I don't remember, because it's been a long time since we watched it. I don't remember even what the question... Oh, I don't know. It was about a scene. They were asking me what movie, because like somebody they had remembered a scene that scared them as a child.
The first Amityville Horror with the chick with the headgear.
I don't know.
That was freaky. Her getting locked in the closet with that big old headgear on.
Yeah.
Oh!
But it wasn't that. It was a more recent film, because the guy who remembered it is just a kid. But he said when he was really young that this particular scene scared the heck out of him, and he thought that it was in we originally thought it was in Phantasm, but it wasn't. That it is actually probably in the Amityville remake with Ryan Reynolds.
But he's remembering...
Well, he sees a lot of horror films, I guess.
Well, what is the situation?
I don't remember, Mike. I had to go back and look it up. But I'm just saying, yeah, it keeps popping in the back of my head that I have to go and watch that movie again.
Are you sure it's the remake he's remembering and not the original?
I'm not sure of anything.
You know, the thing that freaked me out was when the dude with the beard reached under the sofa.
Oh, I think it had to do with a mirror, like there was a child that got up on a chair and was looking in a mirror, and then something kind of looked back at him, and it was really freaky or something, and scared the child off the chair or whatever it was on, and something like that.
It was probably, Amityville 3, The Evil Escapes.
Is that what you think it is?
I think it is.
Oh, man.
That's the one where it's got the big mirror from the old house.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is.
It might be that one.
Yeah.
Amityville. No, not Amityville 3. Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes.
4.
Yeah, because Amityville 3 was Amityville 3D with Meg Ryan.
I'll admit I have not seen Amityville 4, I think, since I was probably about, 10, something like that. So I don't know. But I was trying to help them out. They said if anybody would know, I would know. And I'm like, man, I don't know. That's so generic. I don't, there's a lot of mirrors in a lot of horror films. You know what I mean? Hell, there's one called Mirrors. So I mean, I don't know. But Mirrors. That was one that Amy Smart, man. I mean, you notice how every time we say a horror movie, we think of it. The first thing that comes to our mind is the chick that was in the movie.
Mirrors too. The chick had a nice rack.
Anyway, Dreamhouse, 2 stars, baby.
Yeah, very vanilla.
Yep.
Sorry. All right. I'm Michael Manny. He's Rowdy Jeff. We'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.